Dear students, hello and welcome to my live class. This is Lavan Sharkar. As you know, today I am going to take a class on chapter 8. Okay, so basically today I will talk about democracy, kinds of democracy, merits of democracy, anti-merits of democracy. Okay, so at first I would like to I would like to take some time because some of my students I have to wait for some of my students. I think they will be attending my class. Okay, so dear students, uh, at first I would like to talk about what is called democracy. Okay, so uh, students, okay, so I think now I can start my today's class. Okay. So before the start of my class, I want to show the name of our today the name of the chapter 8. Okay, the name of the chapter 8 is the democracy and election. Okay, democracy and election. Okay. So before the start of my class, I would like to show our today's learning outcome, what we are going to know from today in from our class. Okay, so today's learning outcome are, after the class you will be able to say the definitions of Abraham Lincoln's on democracy. Number two, you will be able to describe what democracy is, and number three, describe the merits of democracy, and number three, describe the demerits of democracy. Okay, so boys, at first I would like to talk about democracy. Basically democracy is a government system, from a government system. Okay, and it is the most popular government system of present world. Okay, so then you have to know that where was democracy established for the first time. The answer will be in ancient Greece. Okay, and I think there are two ancient city states of Greece. One is Athens and another is Sparta. Okay, so Athens was a democratic oriented city state and Sparta was military oriented city state. So in Athens, the democracy was first introduced. Okay, but thing is that democracy was flourished in the 18th century in England. This is very crucial questions to read. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about democracy. Okay, so to remember democracy, you have to remember some keywords. The first word is that government system. So democracy is a government system. Okay, and number two, most popular government system. And there are few types of government system at present world, and among these types of government systems, democracy is most popular government system of present time. Okay, and number three, run by the people of a state, uh, directly or indirectly. Okay, so democracy is a government system which is run by the people of a state directly and indirectly. And number four is that rule of many. That means democracy is a government system of the rule of many. That means the rule of the common people. So this is all about democracy. If you define democracy, you can say democracy is a government system where all the people of a state directly or indirectly participate in government process. Again, I am going to say about the definitions of democracy. First of all, you can say democracy is a government system where all the people of a state can participate in government process directly and indirectly. So this is the definitions of democracy. Now I am going to talk about the definitions of Abraham Lincoln on democracy. Okay, and he has given a very perfect definitions of democracy. And I think you know well, Abraham Lincoln was the president of United States of America, and he was the 16th president of United States of America. And he has given these definitions in Gettysburg speech in 1963. Okay, and the speech was very short. It was 271 words only. Okay, in a small space, and he said that democracy is the government of the people, by the people, for the people. Again, I am going to say democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So, dear students, now I am going to define his definitions. Okay, so this is the picture. Okay, if we divide the definitions of Abraham Lincoln, and we can say there are three things in his definitions. First of all, government of the people. That means peoples are in all in democratic government system. Okay, government system. And number two, by the people. That means government run by the people. That means democratic government system will be run by the common people, run by the representatives of the common people. Okay, and number three is that for the people. That means main aim to aim welfare of the people. That means uh, in democratic system, the main aim will be to the welfare of the people. So so this is the definitions of Abraham Lincoln, and this is very important questions for your upcoming examinations. Not your upcoming examination. This is important for your final examination or board examinations. So, dear students, now I am going to talk about the merits of democracy. Sorry, not merits of democracy, kinds of democracy. Okay. Basically, there are two types of democracy. First of all, direct democracy and indirect democracy. So, what is called direct democracy? Direct democracy is such a democracy where all the citizens of a state can take part in the government process. Again, I am going to tell you the definitions of direct democracy. Direct democracy is such a democracy where all the citizens of a state can part in government process directly. Okay. Question is that at present we cannot see the existence of direct democracy. In some parts of Switzerland, we can see the existence of direct democracy. Okay, but but it was introduced in Greece, especially in the city of Athens. Okay, so now I am going to talk about the indirect democracy. So what is called the indirect democracy? Indirect democracy means such a democracy where all the citizens of a state cannot take part can't take part in government process directly, but they take part in government process by their representatives. Okay, again I am going to describe indirect democracy. Indirect democracy is such democracy where all the citizens of a state can't take part in government process directly. Okay, but they take part in government process by their representatives. Okay, so thing is that most of the country of the world are following indirect democracy as their government system. And you know, Bangladesh is an independent country, and Bangladesh follows parliamentary democracy, and our democracy is indirect democracy. So this is all about direct democracy and indirect democracy. Now I'm going to show you a picture about direct democracy and indirect democracy in front of you. Okay. So kinds of democracy, basically there are two types of democracy: direct democracy and indirect democracy. So direct democracy, all people take part in government process. Okay, so this is one of the features. And next thing is that hard to find out these systems in present world. and you cannot see the existence of direct democracy at present world. So this is the things about direct democracy. Okay, now I am going to talk about indirect democracy. Only representatives of the people of a country can take part in government process. Okay, like our country. At first, we elect our representatives, and our representatives can rule us on behalf of us. Okay, so this system is called the indirect democracy, most popular government system of present world. And democracy is a government system, and this system is very popular of present world. Okay, and present world, and we maximum countries are follows indirect democracy as their government system. So this is all about direct democracy and indirect democracy. Now I'm going to today's most vital topic, that is the merits of democracy. And in your examination, the merits of democracy is very important, so you have to give much attention in my speaking. Okay, so dear student, so now I am going to talk about merits of democracy. Okay, merits of democracy means the good sides of democracy. Okay, first of all, rules of laws are established. Okay, by the direct by the democratic government systems, rules of laws are established. That so at first you have to understand what is called the rules of law. Rules of law means run the state according to the constitutions, run the state according to the laws. Okay, is called the rules of law. So in democratic system, it will be ensured or established. So this is one of the merits or good sides of democratic government system. Now I am going to go the next point. Ensure responsible government. Okay, so this is one of the good sides of democratic government system. So at first you have to understand what is called the responsible government. Responsible government means government will be responsible, or government will take all the responsibility to the welfare of the people. Okay, for the development of the people. So this is called the responsible government, and by this democratic government system, okay, responsible government will be established. Then number three, ensure accountable government. Okay, so before the start discuss about the accountable government, I would like to talk about what is called accountable government. Accountable government means government will show all of its work in front of the people. Okay, this is and this process is called the accountable government. Okay, and our parliament tries to make accountable to our government. Okay, by asking many questions to our honorable prime minister and other ministers. Okay, number four, run by the public opinion. Okay, and democratic government system is such a government system which will be run by the public opinion. Okay, public interest will be established in democratic government system. So this is one of the good sides or merits of democratic government system or democracy. Number five, ensure fundamental rights of the people. Okay, so I think you all know what are called fundamental rights. Rights that are essential for maximum living. Okay, are called the fundamental rights. Okay, by democratic government system, fundamental rights will be ensured. So this is one of the merits of democracy. Number six, ensure people's individual freedom. Okay, number Six, ensure individualism, individual freedom. Okay, that means the common people will get enough rights to grow it himself or herself. Okay, and government will give enough facilities to all the common people. Okay, so this is all about ensure people's individual freedom. Number seven, ensure freedom of speech of the people. Okay, and freedom of speech is one of the elements of democratic government system. Only democratic government system people can enjoy freedom of speech. That means people can share his opinion in social media or any mass media. Okay, but one thing is very important: you can share your opinion, but your opinion should not hurt any religion or any person's thinking. Okay, so you have to remember this thing to show your or to share your opinion. Number 8, multi-party political system. Okay, in democratic government system we can see the existence of many political parties, and this is called the multi-party political system. Okay, so multi-party political system is good to establish the rights of the common people, because if there are many political parties in a country. Okay, people will get chance to join their uh, join their political parties as their wish. Okay, and this is the last points about merits of democracy. People's oriented government. The democratic government is called the people oriented government. So what is called the people's oriented government? People's oriented government means government will do everything for the welfare of the people. Okay, and so the people's oriented government. Okay, so that's all about the merits of democracy. Now I am going to talk about the demerits of democracy. For your kind information, I would like to share one thing with you. In your examinations, merits of democracy is very important. Okay, and demerits of democracy, you will learn only learn to enrich your knowledge. But this is not important for your board examinations or board examinations. So now I'm going to talk about demerits of democracy. Okay. So first of all, I want to say rule of majority. So this is one of the demerits of democratic government system or democracy. Okay. So rule of majority, and democracy means rules of majority people. Okay, and it is said that in democratic government system the minority people cannot get enough rights. So this is one of the I think one of the bad sides of democratic government system or democracy. Number 2, political indiscipline. Okay, in democratic government system, we can see the political indiscipline or political chaos among the different types of different political parties. Okay, so this is one of the bad sides of democracy or democratic government system. And number 3, expensive government system. Okay, expensive government system means in democratic government system, the volume or the members of the government will be big. Okay, and it is sometimes expensive to bear all the facilities and remuneraries of the government officials. officials. So democratic government system is also expensive. Okay. And number four, party interest. It is said that democratic government system is a people-oriented government. Okay, but in reality, democratic government system, I think it reflects the party's interest. Okay, and political parties, politics are trying to make make themselves as as wealthy. Okay, and they can try to grab the government power. Okay, so that is why we can see in democratic government system, party interest will be seen in state. Okay, so dear students, now I am going to talk about the evaluation part. Okay, and here I am going to show you some questions. Okay, first of all, where was democracy introduced first? Okay, so the answer will be in Greece, especially in the city of Athens. Okay, number two, how many of types of democracy are there? And I think you know well there are two types of democracy: direct democracy and indirect democracy. Number three, what is direct democracy? Okay, so direct democracy is such a democracy where all the citizens of a state can take part in government process directly. Okay, and number four, what is indirect democracy? Indirect democracy is such democracy where all the people of a state can take part in government process directly. Okay, but they can take part in government process by their representatives. At first, they elect their representatives, and their representatives will be run them. Okay, so that was the evaluation part. So dear students, that's all about my today's class. Okay, and tomorrow I will talk about political party, the role, the aims and objectives of political party, and the role of political party and democratic process. Okay, so for your kind information, I would like to share one thing from the chapter 3. Three topics are very important. First of all, democracy and the merit of democracy. Number two, political party, the role of political party and democratic process. And number three, election commission and the functions of the election commissions. Okay, so dear students, thank you very much for watching me. Okay, inshallah tomorrow see you again. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.